YouTube, what's bracking? Alright, man, we're gonna get right into this haircut. This is a mid-ball fade with a texture top. Shout out K6 Productions. That's the boy. That's my brand. Anyways, so right away we're gonna start balding out with the slim lines. Now, a couple things with this. These are not zero gapped, and the reason why I'm doing a curve like this is because I'm contouring the haircut to the shape of his head. So with that being said, I'm not going all the way around. I'm personalizing this haircut to the shape of my man's head. Now, contouring the haircut to his head is one of the many things I learned at the Basio hands-on class. If you watch this and you are somewhere where he is going to be, I suggest you take that class, period. And we're just gonna hit the bottom of it with the shaver. Now, I'm going kind of fast here, but what I'm doing is I'm going up and I'm going down at the same time. Basically all together, so up and down, just so I don't create any hard lines. And right away we're gonna start this fade with the magic clips all the way open. Now, I know this is not the masters, I'm not using the speedo guards. We retired from that, man. Actually, we graduated from that, so I will later be doing a different video of all my tools, the way I do this, but for now, lever all the way open. Alright, so this is where it can get a little scary, right? But it's not. You see me going back and forth, breaking the lever, doing all this crazy stuff. You need to settle down and listen to what I'm saying, right? So I started with the lever all the way open. Now, what I mean by move the lever little by little until the line goes away, or I mean until the clip is all the way closed, what you have to do is you literally close the lever little by little by little. You keep going through your steps. Now, what's important is you cannot be scared to go through the steps 10 times if you have to. This is gonna work. Trust me. It's not gonna work the first time. You have to go back and forth. That's why it looks like I'm doing all this fancy stuff. It's not. I'm just repeating the steps. Okay, so right after that, we're gonna grab the 1/16 guard. We're gonna open it all the way, and we're gonna make another guideline. And we're gonna do the same thing as we did with the previous step. We're gonna close it little by little until the line pops out. But you see me here, I'm working this line. I'm doing it 5 times. It looks like I said, don't get confused because I'm doing it a bunch of times, opening, closing the lever, going back and forth. That's just repeating the steps. As you can see, I'm still going back and forth, but you see how it's getting lighter? Because I'm not scared to repeat the steps over and over again until it comes out. And I struggled a little bit with this haircut just because it was so fresh, like it hasn't really grown back yet. So, but it still came out. It still came out dope. Don't get it messed up, right? So yeah, we're going back and forth, doing what we got to do, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. So once we get that line out, we're gonna put the 1 guard on all the way open, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna close it little by little until the line pops out. I hope you guys are noticing a trend, right? So what we've done so far is we're setting in a guideline with whatever guard with the clipper all the way open, and to take it out, we're slowly closing it. And that's gonna be like that with every guard that we use, except the 2 guard, because I'm gonna blend up from there with the shears. But hopefully you guys noticed that. Alright, so right after the 1 all the way open, we're going to do a 2 guard closed. Now, the reason why we didn't do this open is because he doesn't have like a part on this side. He just likes it to offlow. So from there, I'm going to blend it up with the shears. But from here, 2 guard all the way closed. Now, with wall guards, things are a little different, right? There's a 1.5 guard, which blends from the 1 all the way open to the 2 closed. So just like the other steps here, I'm doing the 1.5 all the way open, and I don't have to close it all the way just in this haircut, but I would do the same thing. Close it little by little, going back and forth.
We're gonna give Aaron a cameo right there.
It's okay, bro. Get some airtime, bro. So it's up to the camera, bro.
I do mine.
You do mine?
Just kidding.
Antonio, what's up, man? You want to say something to the camera? Shout out your Instagram or anything like that?
Catch my town _23. Follow me on Instagram.
Oh, I forgot to get the. Mr. Rick, you want to say that the Instagram?
Papa Illuminati. Twitter and all that stuff. And now Twitter, or what is it, Snapchat, you can't put the, or Facebook, you can't put the in front of your name.
Right.
So like, I have to
Come up with a new
change
name?
my Instagram. Like, I can't be the boundless barber. It has to be boundless.
What does that mean?
Boundless, like limitless, like you aren't bound by anything.
Oh, boundless.
Boundless. So now I gotta change it all to just boundless instead of the boundless.
He low-key just gave a quick plug-in right there with that conversation.
I didn't find no.
All right, so when he came in, he told me he didn't want too much off the top, just kind of take the tips off and texturize this, because he likes to have like the messy look but a small comb over, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing is I'm setting in my guideline, just taking off the tips, as you can see, and I'm going back here to make sure I got everything right, it's all symmetrical and whatnot. And then we're gonna connect. I like to work from the right side to the left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take sections from the right, connect it to the middle, which you'll see I'll point to the guideline, and then I'll switch over to the left side. All right, so when I say point cut the ridge to make it softer, I learned this at the Basio class, so I'm not a professional, I'm just practicing what I was learning. Basically, it makes the hair, so when it lays, it's not just a hard line, you know what I mean? It's adding texture, and it makes it a softer landing to the hair, if that makes sense. It just makes it look a little better, add some texture, and it's not so basic, you know? Ooh, look at that boy go. Look at him. Who that? Nah, I'm just playing. So what I'm doing here is I'm just texturizing the top. I finished cutting it all. I'm just point cutting the tips, you know, trying to add some more sauce, you know what I'm saying?
You know it's Lil Bo on the beat.
Now what I'm doing here is I'm taking vertical cuts, just making sure that, is it vertical or horizontal? I don't know. But I'm going over that way to make sure it's everything's even, and if anything's out of place, you know, I'll just snip that. It's just a way to like quadruple check your work. And moving on to his lining, as you can see, he's got a cowlick in the front, so you know he's not super crazy about his front lining. He just likes to, you know, to make it look uniform. Now at this point the haircut's just about done. What I'm doing here is I'm just grabbing my thinning shears, and I'm just going over the top, like opposite of the grain, just to thin out the tips. Once again, just to add a little bit more texture. there it is. That is a mid-ball fade with a texture top. Make sure you guys show some love to the IG, Chewy2Blurry. Yo, it's been a pleasure. Hope you guys learned some. And you know, we coming with more videos. Let's get it.